Oh goodness. Now this is totally my style of perfumery, and it's one that I truly love. You know, at first glance, or rather at first sniff, this is a bold and almost confronting style of perfumery because it's so unlike a lot of the things on the market today. This is Mousse Illuminee from Rogue, and I'm going to leave the blindfold on for a bit more because I'm that confident. It's the most beautiful Chypre moss style fragrance. It's like a super potent point within an otherwise bigger idea. And smelling this one is immediate happiness for me. I love everything about it. I love the color. Just there. It's really, really fabulous. It's I haven't said much about it, have I? It's an amazing work by Manuel Cross, who's one of my favorite perfumers ever, and I think he's brilliant, and I think he has integrity, and I think he's doing a great job of preserving the history of perfumery and classical styles in the modern age. And this is for lovers of the Chypre. This is for lovers of polo green, the classic masculine version, the classic example in the masculine side of this category. It's moss, tree moss, it's earthiness, it's frankincense and spice, and all of this comes together to produce a fragrance that is evocative of the deepest part of the forest. It is a slightly enchanted forest, it is dusky, and the light is low, and the light is filtering through the trees. It's just this wonderful idea that springs to mind. I like the way that despite all of this intensity, the fragrance is light. The fragrance has a buoyancy about it. It makes it approachable, and yet it is such a magnetic work. The frankincense fills the fragrance, it saturates it, and that even super saturates it. This is just the most incredible thing. It somehow makes shadows sparkle, and I think that's the magic of this fragrance. It's a perfume made by someone who truly loves perfumery, and that is reflected in spades here. There is incredible elegance here, but it's not your normal sort of elegance, or rather it's a slightly antiquated elegance that might be a little bit strange initially. So this is local wine bar in a slightly quirkier suburb, different offerings, rooted in a very straight sort of cuisine. So no fusion, no experimentation, but quirky. We're drinking natural wine made in a classical blueprint. If this were a person, it's someone who enjoys the liminal periods, so between day and night, or between night and day, so dusk and dawn. We're getting light and shadow mingling together, and it's those precise points. I find this to be perhaps to some surprise, a percussive instrument. But which one? There are so many. It's more complex than the triangle, and yet it's not as bold as the timpani. It's the glockenspiel, or it could be tubular bells. I think it could be either one of those. Incredible, absolutely incredible. Grounded in some great synthetics. I would say 8. The sillage is an indubitable 10. I know someone who wears this, and before I see them, I smell them whenever they wear it. Wonderful. Lots of superlatives for this one, but Manuel Cross, his modus operandi is to provide fragrances for people who love fragrance, and it should not be an inhibitive practice. So value for money, perfect 10. Well, the person that I mentioned identifies as female, so that should be noted. However, the inspiration here is a classic masculine, but I always like to tell people that if you go back far enough in history, Often masculines are more feminine and feminines more masculine. So I'd actually say this is wonderfully, perfectly unisex. It's a right in the middle.